What's good, y'all? Dr. Slug back with another video. Uh, I'm gonna be talking about something a little bit more serious today, I guess. Um, Pretty much my opinion on this whole coronavirus thing and where I think the world is going, where it stands, and why we're even here in this predicament in the first place. This is a very frustrating topic because we've been on lockdown for over 2 months now. Um, One of the things that a lot of people hold on to deal with all of this was their living expenses, their day-to-day purchases, rent, mortgage, bills, things like that. But all that costs money. With the pandemic going on and whatnot, a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people unemployed, a lot of people have been waiting for 2 months. Unemployment has been backed up for how long now? Um, and the thing is, it wouldn't be an issue if we didn't take so much uh just make money so important, because in reality it's not. Money was not always around. um as far as what we as humans know, the first known form of currency was the Mesopotamian shekel. Dates back to 650, 600 BC. Certain articles will tell you that there have been currencies around since 1250 BC. And what money did is the same thing that microtransactions do right now. Instead of you working towards receiving a certain item, you pay your way for it, which actually became the downfall, in my opinion. As soon as money was created, debts were created. People actually used to write down tally marks to keep track of debt. Debt wouldn't be an issue if we still had the bartering system. Instead of me paying a certain amount of money for a dog, you could have a pet breeder who breeds all certain kinds of dogs, and then in order to get one, you would trade some of whatever you have or provide a service. Nowadays, you spend a good chunk of money that people don't even really have. Dogs aren't cheap. Dogs actually fairly expensive. You might spend more on your dog than you do on yourself. And a dog has no job, doesn't have any rent, bills, don't really wear clothes unless you put them on there. Dogs can survive on their own as animals. Humans cannot. And that's where I think our biggest, most fatal flaw or mistake comes into play. We don't know how to just go out and do what we desire to do, what we want to do, what we are good at. We have to force ourselves to believe that we are good enough in order to do something. And then when we go do it, then we get the money. We don't even get what we intended to get in the first place. And in order to even be able to do most of the things that pay a good amount of money, you have to go to college. College costs money. A lot of people don't go to college. A lot of people drop out of college, and not too many people stay in college. And out of those people who do stay in college, not too many of those wind up getting the job that they want. You switch majors, they realize how hard or how unnecessary or how much they don't want to do that. And then the college just has all their money. And then even at that, they still might be stuck in debt because they took out a student loan for the semesters that they were taking just to not finish it. And now since they're not in college anymore, they can't do what they want to go get that money. All because money wasn't invented in the first place. It's sad. The government was promising to give people money, and although quote unquote they have completed a lot of those promises, I haven't met a single person who has received unemployment. Me personally, I've been sending emails for the very longest because my job has yet to open up, even though my state is partially opened, or my county is partially opened. They opened 23 counties in Pennsylvania. Supposedly we're one of them, but only family-owned businesses are getting able to reopen and go and make their money. But that's a family-owned business. They already had money prior. What about the employees who didn't have money prior to getting that job? So now they're just stuck waiting. The bills are still coming in. The bills don't stop. Mortgage does, but the rent doesn't. The landlords want to make their money. They might still have to pay their mortgage, but some of them have houses that are paid off. Some people are getting threatened to be evicted because they don't have any money. When in a time like this, it is very hard and very scarce to get money. The world we live in, period, is very hard to get money. And if we just were able to do in the land of free, or just in the world, period, we have this thing called free will. And that is the ability to, regardless of your situation or anything of that sort, to go get up and do what you want. But the thing is, a lot of people have this psychological effect on them that was forced down their throats, and so to speak, whether if it was from society, their parents, TV, the internet, just telling them that they're not good enough, that they need to do this, they need to do that in order to succeed. There are high school dropouts, there are college dropouts, there are people who go against what society says is quote unquote the right thing to do. Get a good education, go to college, get a good job. A lot of people don't care about money. A lot of people aren't materialistic. A lot of people just go out and get what they quote unquote need in order to live in this world. And it makes them very unhappy because they know they can't do what they want to do unless they go out and put so much more work in to get the money, not what they actually want in life. I have this saying, you gotta do what you gotta do to be where you wanna be. America has this saying, the land of the free. We're not free to do what we want. We're not free to get where we want to be. And it's nobody's fault in particular except our own as a human race. We materialize things and we focus so much on wanting to go and get the paper. Money isn't even worth the same everywhere. There's people who make $7.25 an hour and complain. There's some people who make $30 an hour and complain. Money doesn't change your life. Money doesn't stop your problems. This is a prime example. All of that money that everybody got, all of that money people get paid to do their jobs, all those essential workers, they can't do what they want. They're doing what they're forced to do because we're in a state of pandemonium. Everywhere wants to be closed except for the quote-unquote essentials. They're working so that people can make their money back. The government only gave out that $1,200 so we can put it back into the economy. They're not doing it for the humans, the ones who actually destroyed the economy in the first place. And it wasn't destroyed by anything particular besides money. Money is the downfall of humanity. It's a very long video, and I doubt anybody will listen to it into its entirety. I just feel as though this is how America, or really humans, destroyed themselves. There would be no such thing as not being good enough, because you know right well you are good enough. As a human, if you see another human doing something, you have the utmost and the highest ability and capabilities to go and do that. Anybody can go to the gym if they want to, but you might need money for that membership. But at that same time, it doesn't take a membership to do some push-ups. You can be homeless outside on a park bench and just lay down on the ground and do some push-ups, do some sit-ups. May not be that easy, but with the right amount of work, that work ethic is what people really value. And people only value the work ethic because it generates income, revenue, money, dinero, pesos, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, if money wasn't involved, you would do it because it makes you happy, not because it makes you money. And this is why I'm disappointed in everyone. There are a lot of YouTubers who are complaining about the ad revenue and how their videos may take a huge hit, or they're not making as much money, so they want everybody to like, subscribe, and whatnot. I have 200 subscribers, 20,000 views. I'm not even close to making any money on YouTube, let alone in the real world. I don't think people actually care about each other anymore. I think that humans are only out for themselves. YouTubers who complain about that only want money for themselves. They're not giving that money to their subscribers, who they're asking so much to save their money. I mean, it might be subscribers there who don't have any money. They're just watching you, don't know how they're gonna pay their electric bill, but they know they're gonna be able to watch you tonight. Is that a fair trade? I don't think so. We need to create more opportunities. We need to be more open to everybody around us and what actually goes on. I don't even know if this is actually on a video. I didn't want it to be this long, but it's just a huge disappointment to me to see the world and what it became. And everybody thinks it's because of this or that, but they don't realize it's because of money. Publicity stunts are done because of money. Sellouts are sellouts because of money. People change their ways because of money. People forget who they are because of money. Their morals, what they care about, what they don't care about. It all changes because of money. It's disappointing. It's not great at all. The people who control all the money, they're just keeping in circulation for themselves because they know how to get it back. They know how to get people to spend what they have, even in the middle of a pandemic. There are people benefiting off of writing articles, doing research, putting up YouTube videos discussing the coronavirus, and a good number of them are also getting demonetized. Why are there people allowed to make money off a pandemic? Thought it was against the law, but at the same time, there are people who are getting flagged because they're talking about the coronavirus and making it long enough to where they can get ad revenue, but they get demonetized because you're not allowed to make money off of a pandemic. It's tragic. If you listen to this to its entirety, even if it stays at one view, I appreciate you. Hopefully, I see you in the future under better circumstances. Hopefully, you get through this entire pandemic and this tragedy as well as I do, because regardless of having money or not, I know I'm going to get through this. It's hard because boredom strikes. A lot of people don't really want to go outside, but for some odd reason. Some people are being forced to go outside. First we were forced to stay inside. Now we're forced to go out. Projections of 400,000 deaths after, you know what I'm saying, this partial reopening, and then projections only go up from there in the 4 million range. So if this is what it takes, 400,000 deaths, 4 million deaths, people may look at it and say there's still 7 billion people in the world. You might be one of those people who passed. You might have one of those people who passed because of the reopening. I'm praying for America, and I'm not even a very religious person. Enjoy the rest of your day.